Welcome to our special live coverage on this historic night. Donald Trump will be the 47th President of the United States. And this is a political comeback for the ages. From impeachment, the threat of jail, and even centimetres away from death in assassination attempts. And what an extraordinary night it's been. It wasn't close in the end. This is, in fact, closer to a landslide win for Trump. The president-elect claimed victory before a euphoric crowd.
I will fight for you, for your family, and your future. Every single day I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body, I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have. This is a magnificent victory for the American people that will allow us to make America great again.
Speaking just over an hour ago, Donald Trump also welcomed his new VP, who he said turned out to be a good choice.
I want to be the first to congratulate our great, now I can say, Vice President-elect of the United States, J.D. Vance. Say a couple of words here.
Well, Mr. President, I appreciate you allowing me to join you on this incredible journey. I thank you for the trust that you placed in me. And I think that we just witnessed the greatest political comeback in the history of the United States of America.
This is an extraordinary night. It is one you will never forget. You have to watch the full coverage here on Sky News. And in that speech, Donald Trump also spoke about his near-death experience.
Many people have told me that God spared my life for a reason. And that reason was to save our country and to restore America to greatness. And now we are going to fulfill that mission together. We're going to fulfill that mission.
Donald Trump also credited Elon Musk. He described him as a new star. And in a unifying message, Trump said it was now time to heal the nation. It has to be said, Trump has tonight also won the national vote. And you can see he's won close to 51 or more than 51% of the vote. His victory tonight is decisive. This is how the electoral map is now looking. Basically a red wave. Fox News is currently projecting that Trump will win at least 277 of the Electoral College votes, and that's just so far. In his speech, Trump predicted that he might even end up winning 315 of the Electoral College votes. We'll see. Kamala Harris is currently sitting at 226 states. The Republicans will also take control of the Senate and likely even the House of Representatives. Now, about 5 or 6 hours ago, this initially looked like it was going to be a close race, and that's what the polls were telling us. But then the 7 battleground states all seem to be going in Trump's favour. As we go to air right now, here's where they all stand. The so-called blue wave turning mostly to a red wave. And the only states that haven't been called by Fox News so far are Michigan, Arizona, Nevada, and Alaska. Those 4 states remaining. The result was clear by 1:30 a.m. local time in New York or in Washington. And you remember at the last election in 2020, it took 3 days before there was a decisive result. Donald Trump delivered his victory speech at 2:30 a.m. local time. It is a certain defeat for Kamala Harris, but tonight she refused to concede. She didn't even turn up to thank or address her supporters who'd been waiting hours to hear from her.
We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted, that every voice has spoken. So you won't hear from the Vice President tonight, but you will hear from her tomorrow.
Now, this was a replica of 2016 when Hillary Clinton also went home and only fronted the nation the next day. For a while, the results were nail-biting for many people watching, barracking for one team or the other. But here's the moment that the news broke on air that Donald Trump would be the next president of the United States after he'd won Pennsylvania.
In what is going to be the biggest political phoenix from the ashes story that we have ever seen.
This is a huge historic moment in the United States of America as the former President Trump is closing in with just a few electoral votes away now from clinching 270 as Pennsylvania is called for Donald Trump.
There is no path, Brit Hume, for Vice President Harris.
That was the moment. The markets and cryptocurrencies reacted very well to the news that Trump would return to the White House. But not so much the TV hosts on MSNBC. They could barely hide their upset, and one called the whole of Florida an extremist, right-wing, fascist state.
It's a pure Project 2025 in miniature in Florida, and that kind of extreme, sort of extremist, right-wing, fascist-type government in Florida, does that make it a more attractive place?
There are African-American women who know a little bit about being talked down to and know a little bit about having their economic dreams crushed, who tried to dream a big dream over the past couple of months.
The postmortem for what went wrong with the Kamala Harris campaign has already begun. Now, Democrats tried to make this election about identity and personality, but this result tonight is all about policy. It's about the economy, the cost of living crisis, the border and immigration crisis, crime, foreign policy, national security, and leadership of the free world. These are the issues that Trump fought his campaign on. The Democrats couldn't fight the election on policy because Kamala couldn't distance herself from the current administration, which of course she was part of. Instead, she attacked Trump's personality. She called him a fascist, a Hitler, a Nazi. And the Democrats even claimed that democracy in America would come to an end if Trump won. And here was Oprah Winfrey with that very message on election eve.
If we don't show up tomorrow, it is entirely possible that we will not have the opportunity to ever cast a ballot again.
And this was also an election about the elite and the well-off versus regular Americans struggling to make ends meet for their family. Celebrities came out for Kamala Harris, while Trump's so-called bro strategy seems to have paid off. And this has been an incredible night for Trump supporters and for Republicans.